A zároveň vítejte u hry Minecraft Dragon's Intentions. Máte běžet. Kde jsou questy? Ob se zapojím, jak se to ovládá, prdele. Kompas ukazuje checkpoint, kam mám jít. A jdu dolů, ne? Těch trpasů, co si pamatuju. Oni jsem jeden nechal, ale nepřijel jsem s koněm nahoru. Nebo tu jsem před ním bez koně, takže bude někde dole. Já nevím. Nevím, zase na půl pěšky byla. Přes bůly, vole. Ale cool. Já nevím, jestli má je mlátit nebo prozkoumávat ty okolo. Jsou jenom půly. Občas se s vybavením. Tam s vybavením ani ne. Ale tvary tam jsou. Já nemám webku, hele. Jsem myslel, že tam neprojdu po něm. Tak. Jdem na ně. Dobrý den. Jsou trpasíci. Ale jsou menší. Už s tím pojďme mluvit asi.
A stranger? Welcome to Kelvin's Cairn, true home of the legendary Brunner Battlehammer himself. And who might you be?
My name is Katra, and I'm looking for a group of people and monsters. Have you heard anything about anyone working with chalky-skinned creatures that have bones and spines poking out of their flesh? Maybe a wizard in a mask?
Don't know about any wizard and haven't seen any monsters like that about, but we have had some tales from our kin down south in Mithril Hall. Just rumors, mind you. Before the trading caravans from our cousins stopped coming due to the blizzards, they had some stranger things to say. They were all over the place with the tales, but the consistencies between them told how civilians were losing their minds. There's been sabotage, murder, and people just up and disappearing, or trying to go into the deeper caves where they had no business being. Oh, and some people had talked about glimpsing a new small folk, they think, down in the Underdark. Just saw small, pale, white humanoids with grinning teeth and yellow eyes.
At the risk of jumping to conclusions, that sounds at least similar to what you witnessed in your home. Not to mention that the small folks she mentioned sound like the star-spawn Gru we have encountered.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a look at least. Thank you for the information. We'll get out of your hair and...
Boss! We're under attack! Some creepy pale things with spikes coming out of them! They're swarming our guard posts!
Friends of yours? You could say something like that.
They must have finally tracked us down. I knew they'd eventually come for my soul as well as my body.
How many are there, and how didn't we see them coming? The scouts asleep?
The scouts didn't even have a chance to see them! The things just appeared right in the tunnels, behind one of our sentry posts! I think something teleported them here!
Get the workers and civilians into the deeper tunnels, and call up the rest of the garrison. You follow them to the shelters until this is cleared up.
I think they might be here for me. It's only right if I help repel them.
Your funeral, kid. Follow me.
Tvůj pohřeb? Jsi mi to právě řekla. A dítěti? To je kráva, vole. Endermane, vole. Gůlové potřebují.
I think that's all of them.
Pár gůlů, vole.
Indeed, but we have not seen the star spawn anywhere else in the Dale. If they were transported specifically here, that implies that they were coming for us.
How do you figure? They could have attacked us any time.
Maybe not. No one saw you in my cave when the cultists attacked me. It could be that they did not know who had my soul after losing the coin that held it. If they had known that you carried my soul, then that wizard in the mask would have either killed or captured you to take it back when he found us in Wizard Edro's tower.
So they've somehow figured it out since then, and have some way to find or at least track us.
That would seem to be the case. We should leave. If more pursue us, I do not want innocents caught in the fighting.
Vair, that actually sounded rather generous and thoughtful. Downright altruistic, actually.
Just get us to Mithril Hall quickly. If we stay in one spot too long, it will make it all the easier for the enemy to attack us. We do not know what their capabilities are. For all we know, this invasion was either the entirety of their force, or but a tiny fraction of their army.
Good point. Yeah, we should go.
Na to nedělá vyhazování, ne? Klasický. Kapesnívo. Kapesníček. Dám 4. No. Proč je vyhazování hran, když to je tajnice ani kulatýho? S tím zase jsem špatný. Tak mu tam na 10, teď se načítá líp. Když tam je doporučených 8 bylo.
Need a lift?
The journey out of Icewind Dale is slow and treacherous. The snow hindering your progress, with yetis taking advantage of your predicament. Still, after repelling a few raids, you manage to round the spine of the world, feeling the fresh, warmer breezes rising from the south as you turn east and skirt the foothills as you make for Mithril Hall. You keep the fetid, troll-infested swamps of the Evermoors to your right as you near your destination, climbing the last slope in the mountain shadow and passing through the dwarven city's main gates, hoping to find the lair of the Starspawn.
Kapitola 4. Taky kapitol 5. Reach to Moonwood. Kdo tam je? A nepustí tě tam. To má asi podle gíru, ne? Jaký seš kapitole? Teď mám 3, nebo 2. Zase otvírá. Má stavku. Proč mám 3 nasazenou? Body. Prda. Inteligenci. Všechno jak moc. Tak. A udělat průzkum, abych měl body, nebo se to mám vyserat? Každý objevený místách. Zkušeností bod, a tady nevyskáču, tak asi jdem do hradu. Ještě možná i obehčím, hele. Ale to bude zablokovaný. Tam je neviditelná zeď nebo něco, to bude pojištění. So. Co to stezkou? A to, že nikam to ani nevedlo, ale... Ty, já se ztratím, už se tam nedostanu. To vidím přesně, ale... Nějaké průzkum asi sedu, ale...
Stay behind the line, please.
Lots of guards on duty. It certainly seems that something has the laws on alert, whether it has to do with us.
Honestly, I hope it does. As bad as that could be for the dwarves, it was a long way to get here, and I don't want this trip to be for nothing.
Agreed. Though I will be more than happy to leave these tunnels. I've only just arrived, and already I cannot help but feel trapped.
We'll get in and out as quickly as we can. Just tell me if you start having problems, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Next. Next. Step forward. Next. Step forward. Next.
Ale můžu jít?
Next.
To bloklo.
Step forward. Next. Stay behind the line, please.
To mě zašlápne, že...
Please stay behind the line. Next. Next.
Vlastní domky.
Next.
To je nájemní domky.
We're trapped! Get us out, Katra. We are easy targets here.
What's happening? What did I do?
The precautions have marked you as dangerous. You'll be detained, examined, and questioned.
Why do they say I'm dangerous?
Our wards indicate that there's been tampering with your mind or soul. There's a foreign entity inside of you.
Again? How many times will our simple presence be a cause for suspicion or study? This is growing tiresome.
Do you have any explanation for this?
I do, but I'm not sure I can trust you with it.
This is a matter of Mithril Hall's security. Your trust in us has nothing to do with it. Either way, you'll be detained until we finish evaluating you. Our commander's on the way to address this personally.
And how long will all of this take?
That is for our commander to decide. You might not be allowed to leave at all.
So you're the one who set our alarms to screaming like a goat that's been cornered by a mountain lion? Fengir, I don't feel like wasting our time here, so cast your spells and let's get on with our lives. If you resist his spells, he will know. Submit to them, or we will use more invasive and painful methods to get what we need out of you.
I would suggest that you answer Commander Tordek's questions fully and truthfully, while providing any other information that's applicable to our investigation and/or Mithril Hall and its denizens.
As the dwarf casts his spell, you feel a sensation akin to what you did when Thesserai's assistant cast Zone of Truth on you. This, however, is more direct, targeted, and instead of trying to prevent a certain kind of action, you can feel something trying to take control of a part of your mind and thereby compel you to follow his instructions. You do not know these people or their intentions. Even if they are part of the city's guard, they could be working with the Starspawn too, for all you know. Clinging to that possibility, you focus on the influence worming into your mind and, like flexing a muscle, stomp it out.
Barzul! Looks like they want to do this the hard way, sir.
Very well. Proceed, Silva. The poison coating that dart should make you a bit more receptive now. Fengir, do it again.
I suggest that you follow my previous commands.
This time you don't even notice when the spell hits. You are so focused on trying to stay upright and not vomit that it isn't until Tordek is speaking again that you realize you have fallen under the wizard's compulsion.
There. Finally. They're ready, sir.
Good. The first thing I want to know about is this entity inside of you. Fengir says that there is another consciousness living inside of you, but that it does not seem to do you any harm. What is it, and do you or it wish to harm the people of Mithril Hall?
Vair is a dragon borrowing space in my head for the time being, and even if he did wish you harm, which he doesn't, he'd be about as dangerous to you as whatever is going through the head of whoever you put on latrine duty. He's got just thoughts going for him now. Personally, I'm not interested in hurting any of you, but if you give me a reason to, I'd be willing to carve through all of you like a hunk of cheese to get to our goal.
I will admit that my surprise about there actually being a dragon involved has been overshadowed by the gravity of that threat you just posed. You had best hope that our interests do not conflict, else the inside of that cage will be the last thing you ever see, as I am unwilling to expose my people to harm. Surprising as all of this is, what business have you in Mithril Hall? Why come here?
We're here to destroy the crazy evil guys who stole the dragon's body, put Vair back into said body, and perhaps save the world from whatever they're doing in the process. Though that's just a side benefit. Those nut jobs might be in the area, so we thought we'd take a look.
Saving the world is a sight. You seem to have some mixed up priorities. Before we go any further, perhaps it would be best if you started from the beginning and told me all you know and what manner of foe you are looking for.
That wasn't a question. I don't have to answer.
Tordek simply looks at you, only deigning to cock an eyebrow as he stares you down like a disappointed father.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. But only because I want to.
So these pale things in the tunnels we've found, that they are not from Faerun explains why no one in the city is familiar with them.
Ne. Zatím ne.
We had thought that they were perhaps lost people from the Underdark, as those caverns are vast and not all of them explored. I had suspected that their appearance might have something to do with our missing people.
People have been behaving strangely too, right?
Aye. The commander of Mithril Hall's scouting forces had repeatedly sent squads into the Underdark over the last months, and none of them came back. He also pushed for expansion into the tunnels and other projects that would put workers and fighters outside of our gates and barriers. We moved to question him, but he died when we tried to arrest him. I wonder if perhaps he was an accomplice to this cult. It makes me wonder just how many of our own people have willingly surrendered themselves to this cause.
What did you think they had to do with this?
I thought that perhaps they were the ones controlling those who we found trying to enter the deep tunnels. That this is probably a cult that some of our missing people might have joined willingly makes this issue all the more complicated and dangerous. As for whatever has taken the dragon's body, that is not an enemy we can allow to rest at our front door.
So what do you plan to do about it?
Kill it, of course. If you cannot remove the creature from Endandravair's body, then a dragon controlled by a cult is not something that we can ignore.
But you are willing to let us try first?
I am. Partly because the most callous and pragmatic smart thing to do would be to allow it. If you succeed, then the problem is solved. If you fail, then you will most likely die and be unable to stop us. Furthermore, you seem to genuinely believe you can accomplish this, even while compelled to tell us the truth of yourself and your journeys. You have spoken of overcoming monstrous creatures and seem to have a plan with this Rod of Alignment, which Fengir would salivate over if you gave him a chance to examine it.
I would not salivate.
Yes, you would. Because of your confidence and because it is right to help a goodly dragon, we will move forward with your plan and aid you as we can. Our scouts have tracked these Starspawn to a set of ruins in the Underdark that they seem to be using as their base. Chances are you will find your dragon there, or at least more information about where it could be.
That's...
However, confidence can be unwarranted. To make sure that you are up to the task, we will test you. A simple sparring match should do. It will be you against, say, 3 of our best fighters. If you beat them, then we will assist you. If you cannot, then we will have to consider you a liability and keep you from interfering while we kill the possessed dragon. Much as it pains me to admit.
3 against 1 seems a bit unfair. Are they really any good?
The ones I have in mind each earned their reputations fairly. One slew a hook horror when he was a fresh recruit in the army, and the other 2 were essential in finding and exterminating an Illithid outpost.
Very well. I accept your terms and your challenge.
Excellent. In that case, Fengir, you may remove the restraints and end the spell.
Bishaba take you, Tordek. Felt like I was about to start bleeding out of my eyes from maintaining the suggestion for so long.
I would never let that happen. Else your wife would skin me alive when she saw you.
And I would let her.
You're free to go now. I will return to my other duties, and when you are ready, report to the Silverbeard Arena to face 3 of our champions.
Nepustím tak. Musím hned bojovat, vole. A to je nějaký zlato, vole. Immolation jsem ještě dostal do prde, kam to mám dávat v tom. Já nevím, co to je. Něco na staminu, vole. Já jsem nechtěl, sorry. Lezení má hned tady, aha. A za 80 beru. 4 sekirka. Je pak mají vybavení. Okay. Tak, mám 4 gír. Vypadám jako ta hlava. Maximum je jenom 5. Tak víc nepotřebuju. Tam jdu rovnou, ne? Potřebuji se vyspat. Hele. Jen pouštěn 5krát. Pouštěn. Další vězení, že to nejde otevřít. Ale tam vidět.
Remember, this fight determines whether you even have a chance to save me and separate us. Not to make you panic or cause undue stress, but this might as well be a matter of life and death.
Yeah, right. No pressure. Thanks.
Yes. The human. Tordik said that he was sending you this way. Ready to get beaten into the dust.
What are the rules for this fight?
Don't kill each other. About as simple as that. Try not to maim each other either. Magic is wonderful stuff, but cutting off an arm could kill someone as easily as stabbing them, and it gets really expensive and difficult to bring people back from the dead, so, yeah. Don't go for anyone's eyes or dismemberment or anything like that.
I'm ready. They might be surprised about who gets taken down today.
Uh-huh. Sure. Well,
a půjde jeden na jednoho, nebo... Aha. Ty máš života, ty vole. Já chcípnu. Pasa doleva. No, háže hajzel. Blbečku. Tak, regen pouštěn, honem. Jsem vyhrál, no.
Well, I'll be. Wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself. Guess Tordex saw something new and was right. Again.
To se jenom dítě, vole.
I'll send word along that you passed this test. Once you're patched up and ready, speak with him about whatever it was that got you down here in the first place.
Já jsem na prvním místě, jo, jebříčku. Já jsem ji viděl. Druhá.
Ah, there you are. I heard the good news. I suspected that you would at least make a good show of things, but even I'm impressed to hear that you defeated all 3 of the warriors I picked. Perhaps you can save your friend after all.
So, what now?
Now I am going to send you with a squad of soldiers into the Underdark to invade the lair of a relatively unknown foe. We have a very rough estimate of how many Starspawn there are, but if there are any cultists or prisoners, they have stayed within the ruins. I have already made the arrangements and my soldiers are moving ahead to further scout and prepare for the attack. Before you leave though, you should wear this. This will prevent anyone from scrying on you, like the cultists probably did when they found you at Kelvin's cairn. Don't want the evil little vermin to see you coming now, do we? Now get going. You have a dragon to rescue.
Amulet proti detekci.
A už není truhlo. Oboje. No, takhle. To mají ohuš. Zajímavě ozvučený. Mrtvoj už je to tady. Dobrodruzi. Vstup na vlastní je bezpečný. Dungeon. Tak to je obrovský. Kdo pindala? Without sunlight, there is little plant life in the Underdark. Instead, mushroom forests like this one sprout from decomposing material. Creatures come to feed on these mushrooms, and those creatures are eaten by predators, and then new mushrooms grow from what is left over. They are not too different from forests on the surface in that regard. Just don't try to eat them, is all.
No, ty slípky. Já bych použil nebo něco. Já tady nemám koně, to je velký. Obrovský. Dobro.
finally. Was wondering when you'd show up. Are you ready for this?
Did you learn anything more? Did you see the dragon?
Not much, and no. Just got a better lay of the land, really. If it wasn't for the occasional group of white ones popping out and skittering about, I'd think this place was deserted. Still, we have enough information for a plan of attack, if you're ready.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Nervous? Yeah, can't say as I blame you, kid. If I'm being honest, I'm ready to puke. Just too many things we don't know, but we work with what we've got. To help make sure that you don't have to deal with too many bad guys inside, my squad and I will cause a distraction and draw as many enemies as we can into a battle outside. We chose a good spot to attack from, but we don't know how many are in there, so be quick. Doesn't matter how good we are, if we get swarmed, it's over. So, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, let us go first then. Once you hear us starting to fight, you go to that side entrance over there. Good luck.
Čau Martine, chceš dát kopa?
This is a little too familiar. The cave, the star spawn, and again I cannot fight. No. This is different. This is not what happened last time. We are not the victim. We are the hunter. We are the hunter.
We've got this. Just bear with it. This will be over soon.
Huh? A dungeon war. Chceš žád kopa? To se to zalíbí. Asasín skurvenej. Klikám rychlejc, než ukazuje animace. Asi to byla šipka, to pravo nahoře. Co jsem otáčel, kam mi to ukazuje ten ukazatel. To má nějaká fazole nebo co? Zás. Žaludek asi. Dobrý nablití z toho tady. Tak mi dá facku a jídlo. Dostávám nějakého požení demičové, takový hodní. je za mnou někdo. Ty jsi měl dneska ranní, nebo měl jsem volno. Dneska volno, zítra už do práce.
What are you doing? I did everything you asked.
That's not you. That's someone else. It's someone else.
What more do you want from me?
What is that? Get us away from there.
An exchange. A sleeper to awaken. For the awake to enter the dream.
Oni poslali. Ježišmarja, už se probudili. Ale lepší, když je horda. Poslali ho. Si. Tak takhle se to hraje. Na ty seky, vole. Oni je mají taky, tyhle ty, vole. Kurva. Nemám body. Těch tam je, vole. 8, 6. Ah! Co mi nelíbí tady? Nikdo tu není, vole. No, je.
You're here to help us, right?
Vypadni.
You're not like the rest of them. The ones in the robes, or those things with them who... No, never mind, just help me out of here. Help me out of here, please, get me out.
I'm not letting you out until you answer some questions. Who are you?
My name's Sensor. I was a merchant before these people kidnapped me and my family. We've been working for them, doing manual labor, but they took me aside without saying why and trapped me in here. I could hear other people screaming though. I thought maybe I was next.
How many other prisoners have you met? Have you met any from a village called Noshkel?
Maybe? I don't know. People come and go so often and the cultists don't like us talking to each other.
Have you seen a dragon here?
The dragon? Yes, it doesn't look healthy, like it has a fungus growing out of it. Some of us, the captives they took, we've had to feed and clean up after it sometimes. Sometimes it would just decide to eat someone. Simply snap up a random person and chase them down if they tried to run.
Where is it?
It's up on a cliff way above the rest of the cavern. But the only way you can get there without flying is through a portal that the people in robes use.
I'll get you out of here.
It takes a few hits, but eventually you manage to bend and then snap away the padlock holding the door shut, sending the ruined metal clattering to the ground.
Thank you. Please, I just have to ask one more favour. My family is still being held with the rest of the prisoners. I know how to open the door and can let them out, if you'll just watch my back.
Oh, thank Helm that you... Sensor! What are you doing here? I'd given you up for dead.
For a while I had to. Give me a moment to open this. There. Maya Prekin Celia's guest. He's still here.
Katra, is that you?
Neri?
What are you doing here? We had all thought that the cultists had already killed you or that maybe you had gotten away. Why are you here? How are you here? And what's all this new equipment?
It's a long story, one we don't have time for. If you were to escape, do you think you would be able to find your way to the surface?
Not in a million years. None of us are from these tunnels. We would be lost and die down here as surely as if we were dropped into the middle of the ocean.
Right. You'll have to wait inside for me then. I came with a group of dwarves and elves, but they're fighting now and can't look after you. Once I'm done, though, we can all flee together.
I hope you're right. We have old and sick people here. We cannot move quickly, so you had best come up with a plan.
Have you seen the dragon? Do you know where it is?
Yes, they live on a ledge high up in this cavern. The only way there is through a portal that the cultists have to activate every time they want to pass through. They never let us see how it works, though. Katra, I'd always heard that dragons were wise creatures, even if some were evil, but this one seems insane. It's irrational, destructive, and yet it watches us with such intelligent eyes.
Also, Neri, where are my parents? Are they still alive?
They were taken away some weeks ago and never came back. I don't know what happened to them, but, well, Katra, the people who are taken away never come back.
They could still come back. Provided that you are willing to cooperate.
What have you done with my parents?
Your parents are alive. When my kin found you in the frozen north, we would have offered to trade them for you, had our messenger not been killed by one of the short, hairy ones first. We have no more use for you now, but you are disrupting our plan. Instead, we will release them and the rest of your village if you leave immediately. If you do not, though, I will send these enlightened ones to remove them from your world while I destroy you here. So, you and your friends and family leave us in peace, or you attempt some silly rescue and condemn your parents.
Katra, do not even think about leaving yet.
I have my parents, though. Do you remember what happened when we last met this person? We were thrown from a tower. Getting everyone out without a fight could save all of our lives.
Not mine. We cannot be sure that your parents are even still alive, Katra, but we know that they have my body.
Your body? That's all you can think about? They have my family and my village. You're being selfish.
And you're not thinking clearly. There is no reason for this creature to uphold their end of the bargain. He wants us gone because we can do damage here. They will continue to come after us until they get what they want.
No matter how you turn over their words in your mind, you are unable to read into this creature's intentions.
Fine. I accept. Bring my parents back and let all of us leave.
A wise choice. There has been enough fighting already. I will even allow those surviving warriors you brought from Mithril Hall to leave unharmed, as a gesture of goodwill.
Katra!
You're alive.
Good. Now you are all to leave. Go.
Go.
Sentimentality. Such a strange concept. Being attached to something. A useful tool for us, though. Now you have made our job just that much easier. Decay may be delayed for a time if this has already passed. Or has it yet to? Time here is annoying. You will come for the greater rot, I see. Our time for the worms is not yet right, and my master does not mind delays in the course of his eternity. But the swarm is impatient. They are eager to show you the waking world beyond this dream. They still yearn to eat your eyes so that you can see the truth of the universe.
The monster has stopped caring if we understand it, I think.
I see that you come for the greater art. Yes. Yes, I will enjoy that struggle.
That thing. I always knew something was wrong about them, but that... I thought it was human at first, but... You need to lead us out of here, right now. I will organize the prisoners, and you will show us the way.
No, not yet.
Excuse me?
I have to do something here first. I made a promise, and I think fulfilling it will also keep those monsters from ever hurting people again. Besides, there's a battle in the cavern, and the soldiers on our side can't protect you until it's done.
But we have to... Very well. I will organize us as best I can and find a place to hide or barricade ourselves that isn't... this. We'll see if we can find any other captives while we're at it. You just make sure to come back alive and come back quickly. You hear me?
That's the plan, yeah.
Now, finally, after all this time, you've defeated that creature in the robes, and now I can be free again.
Yeah, almost there. You ready for this?
No, I'm sick, terrified, and furious, but I want this done already.
That makes the two of us, including the sick one.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I had hoped not to trouble my lord with such blind, foolish meat as yourself. But if one of us cannot fulfill our master's desire, then the other must. Once you have been eaten and your flesh given to our master, once both of your souls have been expended, you will see our truth and join us.
Sakra. Au. Co to máš? To má to jich lékárníček, kurva. Razuje. Vole.
Use the rod now.
Oh no, I keep playing. Co to za hnus? Smotali tříhlavý pes, co to je?
Vaya, are you okay?
Contra.
Vaya, it's over. We did it. I can still feel you, though. Can you hear me?
Contra. We are still connected, but not. This. I feel so.
That was an entertaining stumbling block. A curious and enjoyable show. But I will not stop you. It is clear that this attempt to bring my world's enlightenment to your limited minds has been rejected and foiled. However, I would give you a parting gift. If anything, just so that there is still something left for when my master and my greater self finally step out of your kind's dreams and into this reality.
You okay?
Yes, an interesting dream for sure.
Je papíru, vole. Prachy, vole. Možná to máš pokračování, vole. Co tady prozkoumá? Aha. Že ani narazím někde. To je střecha hradu.
I can still feel you, but all I feel is fear and pain. Where are you? Katra! Oh, thank all the divines, you're safe!
My child. I thought that you were... I feared the worst. I can't believe that you...
Are you hurt? What do we have to do? Your father's a bit of a wreck seeing you again, and I can't say I blame him, but we can manage whatever you need of us. I'm sorry, but I think my friend is really hurt. I have to find him. Just have everyone follow me.
Rozbitek. Servani.
There you are. That was one of the most harrowing fights I've ever endured. Worthy of a song, and you should have seen how many of those wretches we put down. But I never want to do that again. I'm considering an early retirement after that. No, sorry. I saw the dragon run by. It didn't see us, and I wasn't sure if it was friendly or still under the cult's control. So, we decided to wait and see if you could explain things.
It's Vair, but something's wrong. He's hurting. Did you see where he went?
Aye, he's right outside. Just...
Skurvině!
Vair, what happened? Talk to me. What can I do for...
Základně, Sedím noční můru, hajzlu. Tohle má přijít. Kutuluhle.
Katra! Come on, wake up! Where? Easy, easy. It's okay, honey. Where? You're with us. You're safe. The demons! Where are the demons? Shh, shh. There are no demons. It's just us. You're okay. I saw them. I saw... oh, my head. I can't. Vair. What happened to him?
I am here again.
What was that? What did we just see? Why are you not in your body?
The creature of worms forced that vision into my mind. It was maddening, agonizing. I did not mean to return to your mind and expose you in the first place. It simply happened. I do not know why. I am sorry.
It's okay. It still hurts. What was that we saw? I can remember it, but it doesn't make sense, and it hurts to think about.
To remember.
Yes. I felt and saw the same thing. I can only make out parts. The beginning is difficult to interpret. It seemed like nonsense to me. However, the last scene, that was a vision of Demogorgon, Prince of Demons, the very embodiment of chaos. He wants nothing more than to drag all of creation into the infinite, tumultuous depths of the abyss.
What does he have to do with anything?
Even if you could not understand the message, I could. I could feel it in my bones, at least for the brief time that I had any. Demogorgon is coming, and he will bring his swarms of howling, ravening demons with him.
That's not exactly good news. Okay, one thing at a time. We need to get going before something attacks us in these tunnels. Can you go back into your body if we use the rod again?
Maybe, but I fear that the vision will return. Even if it does not, I felt that my brain ached and was ready to split from what I had seen. I worry that even if I can endure the pain, being in my own body for too long will drive me mad.
Okay, that's a problem. I can't move your body on my own. None of us can. And I can't just leave you here in the Underdark.
Use the rod, then. I will stay in my body for as long as I can stand it before I come back into yours. As much as I hate to admit it, I do not think that I can survive in my own flesh. You will have to move me a small distance at a time.
Okay, then. This is going to take a long time. He can only move for a little while before he needs to rest. Can you still escort all of us out of these tunnels and back to Mithril Hall?
It's an inconvenience, no doubt about that. But I'm more worried about being stuck and exposed down here. Still, if it's the only way to get the dragon back up, then my squad and I still have a mission to fulfill. We'll watch your backs.
Okay, thanks. All right then. Let's get started.
Never in all my days did I think to see a dragon in Mithril Hall. Not after what Shimmergloom did to this place. Inviting one to stay with us, though. Preposterous. Yeah, here we are. Fengir tells me that even though the body is healed, every time Vair attempts to re-enter his body, while the vision is still fresh in both his brain and soul, it causes the brain itself to start tearing apart. Fengir, what do you propose to fix this?
Unfortunately, there is no quick solution. Should we wipe the memory from the dragon's brain, his soul still remembers. The soul would reintroduce the vision to the brain, and we would be in the same place we started. The best we can do is to fortify the mind so that the brain will be strong enough to endure the information when the soul returns. Honestly, this is a fascinating opportunity to investigate how we might strengthen our minds and perhaps accept eldritch knowledge that...
Thank you, Fengir, that's enough. We'll talk about this more over dinner once our work is done. That means this will take some time. Now, according to you two, how long until Demogorgon arrives?
We aren't sure. We think it's pretty soon, but we can't be sure how soon.
And what other proof do you have that they will indeed appear?
We...
Actually, Tordek, the priests, wizards, and I already ran tests and managed a bit of divination. As distressing as this is to admit, what Katra describes is very possible. Maybe even likely.
Well then, in that case we will need a plan, and soon. Most of all though, we need information. Our priests and clerics here can only tell us so much, and I question how useful their often biased insights will be in the first place.
Ten DLC Minecraft, ne, modpack placený.
Well, if it is information we need...
We know someone who might be able to help. I've been meaning to contact him about this anyhow. We can talk to him right away.
Good. While you're doing that, I will see what I can do about improving our defenses against demons, of all things. I never should have wished that this job was more interesting. Let Fengir listen in on the conversation if you can. He will be able to add more than I.
Well, who's this helpful soul you've managed to find? A friend from home? Maybe the Avowed who helped you in Candlekeep?
That's the one.
Who was that, by the way? Any chance I'd know their name?
It was Archmage Thesserai, Sage of Magic in Candlekeep.
Wait,
Yeah. Maybe I should have mentioned that when I was explaining everything after I first got here.
And you can just contact him whenever you like?
Well, not really. He made it pretty clear that this was a limited privilege.
Still, he would even... But I... just talk to him already.
Kam een telefoon?
This is Katra, the one with the dragon issue.
I hope that you aren't using this stone just to ask for gardening advice or to tell me about a nice dog you saw.
We may have something of a crisis on our hands.
Oh, please be something good. The last crisis I had to deal with was when Sage Thimblebottom couldn't find his favorite tea leaf. Now he can teleport some here from his hometown.
To make this as brief as possible, we found the Rod of Alignment and were able to put Vair back into his body for a little while. But there was a complication, and his soul had to come back into me. However, we learned that there's a significantly larger problem on the way. Apparently, Demogorgon has found a way to enter our world and is about to tear open a portal from the abyss.
The Demogorgon? The Demogorgon, as in the sibilant beast, as in the two-headed monstrosity that could single-handedly end any given city if he sneezed at the wrong time?
Yeah, that's the one.
You're joking.
No, not this time.
Oh.
Já to rozbíjeme. Spolu ze schodu.
Exactly promising news. Before I start preparing an escape portal to literally any other plane of existence where he is not, what do you need from me?
Well, we were hoping that you might know how to beat him, or at least be able to find out.
Well, the obvious answer is to find a holy relic of commensurate power and kill him with it. However, those are few far between, hidden and often unbelievably difficult to get to. It could take months just to find one powerful enough, and then there is every chance that should you manage to claim it, whatever god blessed the relic in the first place will decide to be a jerk and withdraw their power from it just because they don't like how you butter your toast or something else equally arbitrary.
We might not have that kind of time in the first place. Do you have any other ideas?
Aside from running away, make a new one.
Pardon?
Make a new sacred weapon, or at least something that can emulate his sacred weapon's properties. That could take just as much time, though, so you would need master craftsmen and powerful enchanters to help you.
Well, how good are the dwarven smiths of Mithril Hall?
Some of the best in the world. If anything, the mithril they mine there would be a very valuable ingredient for the weapon. That is, if we could get any. Why?
I think you two should talk. I'm probably just going to slow things down.
Me? Hello, Sage Thessarai of Candlekeep? I am Fengir Gearden, wizard in charge of magical defenses and research in Mithril Hall. Katra handed the stone to me. Well, first, I wanted to say that I am an ardent supporter of the Avowed and would give my beard to visit Candlekeep's libraries, but perhaps we should, for now, focus on the approaching Demon Lord. Right. I eagerly await your message. He wants to talk to you again.
You two debated for ages. Hope that was worthwhile.
It was. I'm not much of a craftsman myself, so Fengir's input is important. Still, even once I send the weapon schematics and inscriptions to him, the dwarves can only do so much. They are phenomenal builders and quite capable with magic, but we want the best if we can get it. Have you ever heard of the Moonwood?
No. Should I have?
Maybe. It's near to Mithril Hall, and the elves there are rather skilled spellweavers. Even if they do not know how to create the necessary enchantment, they will know someone who can.
I'll leave to find them right away.
Good, but one last thing. Even with this item, I'm sorry to say that you're rather small, pathetic, and squishy against something like Demogorgon. Did you find that storm giant I directed you to? What happened to them?
They had the rod like you said they would. And then that they would keep an eye on me or something. Said they thought I'd be in the middle of important things.
Well, you do seem to stick your nose where it doesn't belong, so that's apt. Tell me her name so that I can contact her. You will want some capable allies to join you in this fight. People or things that can hold their own against something strong enough to uproot trees and won't get in your way like the average soldier.
Her name is Nalkra, but she doesn't care about small folk problems.
Well, maybe Nalkra will be willing to lend a hand in saving the world as we know it. Now, excuse me, there is still work to do.
So apparently, we could theoretically just kill Demogorgon if we were strong enough, which we're not, and send him back to the Abyss that way. Our best option now is to use a holy weapon.
I could have told you that.
No one asked you. I'll be getting further instructions and specific schematics for how to make our own holy weapon soon. Once they're here, we have our work cut out for us.
Understood. Find the best weaponsmiths and crafters that we have for this project. I am not about to spare expense or take chances when we are trying to kill the next best thing to a deity. Good. That took longer than I would have liked, but better than finding out later that our best defense against Demogorgon is flawed and about as useful as a pickaxe without a handle. Now, take this. This letter of introduction was signed and sealed by our king. Seek Moonvines, a settlement in the Moonwood, and give this to the elves in charge. It explains the situation and should secure you an enchanter. Now that the cult is no longer a threat, Mithril Hall's gates are opening again. You can get to the Moonwood by going alongside the mountain until you come to a ravine. The trees you'll see on the bridge's far side are your destination. Good luck, and be quick.
Jak mi to zmizelo? Pořád mám 4. Plus 1. Má plus 3. To má plus 1. To má být spíš silnější, jo.
The Underdark's deep gloom made Mithril Hall's lighted caverns seem bright as day. Finally stepping out into the sunshine again after so long, the world is blinding. You squeeze your eyes shut, waiting for them to adjust, as you listen to the breeze drift over the mountain and feel it brush against you, enjoying the first fresh live air you have felt in what feels like years. When you can finally open your eyes again, the view down into the plains and the green forest makes you smile, and you're ready to swear never to go underground again as the surface world beckons.
I have not been among elves in nearly a century. Dragons and elves have much to learn from each other and share great respect, but there has always been a tension between us, ever since the war that saw the elves overthrow Dragonkind's rule.
Wasn't that war over 1,000 years ago?
Some wounds run too deep. They will always remember what my kind did to them before the fighting, and my kind will remember their actions in the war. These are pains that each of our children inherit, and we can only hope that the hurt fades just a little bit more with each generation.
That's relatable. Anyhow, where do you think their leader is?
They might not have a set leader, but I would guess that whoever is at the center of all things and looks the busiest is a good bet. Or you could always just ask around.
Sorry. Obchod. Jsem si to 800, vole. Sergen Potion, tohle. $120, tak jo. Nic bylo. Nic moc. Já jsem ho vykoupil. No tak no.
A human? I must say that it has been some time since one of your kind ventured into our part of the forest. My name is Naivara, guardian of Moonvines. What brings you to us? I have come from Mithril Hall with an urgent message and a letter from the king. The king himself? That seems excessive. What is this message?
Naivara's gentle expression turns stern as she reads. She begins examining the letter itself, the seal, the parchment it is on, and there is a flash of light around her eyes as she casts a spell during the investigation. When she is done, she looks at you with none of the levity that she greeted you with and hands the letter back.
We have had some strange creatures roaming the woods, but Demogorgon is another matter entirely. Forgive me, but I will have to verify this myself. Watch my body. I must step away for a moment. That was not pleasant, nor exactly expected. All right then. Well, in that case, we have a problem on our hands aside from Demogorgon. You need a weapon powerful enough to harm a demon prince and seal him back in the abyss. Unfortunately, we simply lack the capabilities to make anything like that, even with the supposedly marvelous weapon you carry. Well, what are we supposed to do then? Raise an army? Set a trap? While both of those are decent backup options, I may know a way to gain the power needed for such an enchantment.
Why can this never be simple?
There is a temple deeper in these woods, one dedicated to the moon deity Selyun. She has the best interests of mortals at heart, and her temple has been a site of blessings and great workings in the past. I have a nasty suspicion there's a nasty catch to this. Indeed, for the temple is guarded by a sphinx. She is generally good-natured and does enjoy the few visitors she gets. However, she also has a tendency to, well, she is a guardian as well as a judge, and if someone seeks the temple's power and she deems them unworthy, she tends to eat them. That's not entirely encouraging, but I don't have much of a choice here. I'll try. Good luck.
What excellent news. Not only is making the weapon we need to save Faerun more complicated than expected, we have to face a temperamental monster who may decide to kill you regardless of whether you pass her tests. Wonderful.
Just be glad that the two of us can puzzle out her trials together. I hope you're good at riddles, Vair.
I am not.
While I have you here, would you be willing to investigate something for me? I will, of course, pay you for your services.
Side quest. Cult of Dragon. To je ještě side quest, ty vole. Já se to chtěl posunout. Když to dělal na kuličku. Mluv s Naivarou. A to jim označení.
What do you need investigated? The elves of Moonvines have reported seeing strangers in purple robes traveling through the woods, but avoiding other people. We have also noticed that the old abandoned fortress of Methegrist now has lights shining through its windows at night. Hopefully this is nothing to be alarmed about, but it would ease our minds if you could determine what is happening there. I can do that. I'll be back when I know more. Thank you. Be safe.
Pevnost prozkumy, já nevím kde. Je to útočí. Tam zase jede, no.
The elves claim that this part of the forest touches the Feywild, allowing some of that otherworld strange magic to seep into our own. No one can say whether the trees come from the Feywild, or whether the Feywild's influence transformed them. But either way, these crystalline trees grow like any other, and produce fruit that the locals consider sacred.
Mě to ukradli koně. A tady je. Jedu na vole. To je vstup. Aha.
These robes look familiar. Not inspire any sense of comfort, to be sure.
Oh, really? The robes are what made you feel uncomfortable? Not the people who are trying to kill us?
Well, yes, that too.
Tady truhly, vole. Si to nechal napříč, že bojí v krku, vole. Tak to asi dojedeme, no. Si koupí něco na krku, a když teď odejdu, se respawnou všichni, ne? Asi nevadí. To? Proto, no. To je zase takový blbec. Jo, smetenej, vole. Tak. Díky za sledování, já se někdy zatím čus.